better days, which literally make you jump out of bed with a compelling thought that startled you. There was such, there was once one thought and one morning like that. So, welcome to episode 157. This is Miss Malu Cervantes, in my season of life, 60 years and beyond. Together we are aging gracefully, aging wisely, and aging elegantly. Okay, what is that one thought that literally startled me that I had to step out or jump out of bed and write it. Let me read that for you. It says here, some good things must end. Hmm. To give way and space for better things. And some better things must end to give way to to give way for the best things. Good, better, best. In English grammar class 101, you call this comparative, comparative degree. In adjectives used. Okay, good, better, best. Okay, well, okay. Let me see. Okay, if you say good, there is nothing inherently bad in and of itself. I mean, it's good. It's good. Okay. It's just that we are settling for the mediocre, because there could be other things. Okay. Let's look at as an example of good. Generally, the internet, social media, the apps that we make use of, like TikTok and Instagram and Meta, and all of this, they are not inherently bad. You know why? Because they give us information, they give us the news, they give us information about where our friends are, and we are entertained. It gives us games which which enhance our thinking. In fact, I remember one time, it says that, okay, there is one way to delay dementia, in people aging, it says, and these are word games. And it says there, the word is teacher. Okay, it says there, you are a genius if you can find 20 words out of this one word teacher. I said, yeah, right. I take the challenge. I started writing. It says 23 words out of that one word teacher. I came up with 25 words. I had to check after writing 25 words, and those words I wasn't sure that they exist. I had to locate, and they do exist. And I said, well, then, I'm more than a genius. Okay. You see, all of these things are good because it helps us. Unless, of course, you settle, for that all the rest of our lives, and it becomes excessive. We no longer go out to make friends, and we are stuck, to just scrolling and then mindlessly and things like that. Okay. Now, how can we make that better? Okay. Well, we can make it better by intentionally, there you go, using all of these apps as a tool for growing. Tool like I use that, just to jumpstart my kind of thinking. But I already have some ideas, and I'd like to check if there are similar, ideas. I use it for professional work and daily, daily living. But it's curated, meaning I know exactly, what I want, and I don't scroll endlessly. but I also have a preliminary idea. So I will not allow Chat GPT to think for me. I have my own brains, okay? I will use that and I will use it as a tool to enhance it. Well, that is making it better. With the same tool, with the same app, you do better things. Then, again, there's a third level. What's best? What's best? Okay, best would be activities you can do. One of these is a good hobby. Good hobbies are good. Hobbies can be made better if they can be monetized. Okay, but it is best if those hobbies actually contribute to your well-being. It makes you be a better person. It helps others. It contributes to their goodness. You help them grow. Okay, you build relationships. You build relationships, and okay, and then you volunteer. To encourage and inspire others. More especially if those hobbies or activities align with your values, because then they give your life meaning and purpose. And that's where you get the joy, the happiness, and the fulfillment of a life well lived. See, the good, better, best. Okay, three keywords: selective, intentional, purposeful, forwards, and legacy. What do you leave behind? Not just wasting time and space. I am reminded of a very good, very good sentence I would always, share in my leadership and management classes from Jim Collins. He's the author of wonderful books. The first one is Built to Last. Lasting companies. And okay, and I will ask you first the question before I share with you what he said. What do you think is the enemy of the best? Of course, automatically you'd say enemy of the best. That's positive. Well, the enemy is negative. So the greatest enemy of the best is the bad. Really? He said no. The greatest enemy of the best is not the bad. It is the good. Good enough. The mediocre one. We settle for that. We don't rise above it. So the enemy of the best is the good. Okay? So how else do we see this? How else do we see this particular line that startled me in the area of relationships, which is kinda more tricky. It's a lot tricky to navigate. Well, let's begin with this statement I copied, from one of the sites that I visit every now and then. It says here, sometimes the most powerful move you can make is choosing peace over proving yourself right. That's not weakness, that's growth. Okay? And I'm reminded of my own, many, many instances, my experience, judgmental people, in the Philippines. In the Philippines. For some reason, the macho culture and mentality is still very strong. Okay, one of these which I've always thought my entire life as a female is men can go around being unfaithful to their wives, having affairs, having mistresses, but good wives, decent women, decent wives are looked down upon if they have an affair or, okay, God forbid, leave their husbands because their husbands are serial cheaters. Okay? So they judge. Okay, it's because you were not a good wife. You didn't do this for your husband. So blah blah blah. It's always the wife's fault, the woman's fault. Okay, it's never the man's fault. And all the judgment there. Okay, guess what? I left the marriage. I packed my things with my children in tow. Okay, got out of the house and never looked back. Raised my children as as a single mom. I guess episodes 148 to 154, which you asked for it for me to share with you some of these dark nights of the soul. Go back there and you'll find out. Okay? So, um, there are two more statements, okay, which will explain this best. We will end there, okay? It says here, I don't walk away to teach people a lesson. Walk away, right? I walk away because I learned my lesson. It says here, walking away isn't about revenge. Remember that. It's not about proving a point. Not that. It's about finally understanding that our worth, understanding our worth. It means we outgrow the drama, okay? The disrespect, the need to explain ourselves. Okay, we don't owe anyone a performance. Okay, so it's staying away, from toxic people, toxic situations, okay, which drain us, right? And the other last statement is similar, but with a different tweak. I don't walk away to hurt people, definitely not. I walk away because I finally learned to stop hurting myself. Why stay in a relationship where the other person doesn't even care? Okay, so you're going to continue to hurt yourself until you no longer know who the real you is, because it has been broken. Growth is where you stop explaining, stop proving, and start protecting your peace. Not everyone deserves access to you. I think that explains everything. Okay, so let me ask you now, my fascinating Renaissance friends, who or what do you need, okay, to walk away from right now? Because when we live wiser in year 2026, we need to start anew without any mental and emotional baggage. Remember, a different mindset, a different rhythm. Now we can have a different destiny. Okay, my friends, if this resonated with you, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that we continue growing, together in navigating the autumn of our life. Until then, goodbye.